Hello, welcome back to Roundtable Talks. I'm David Zaparis, and today sitting with us is Sam Faierman, who recently joined Union Capital Realty from Zolo Realty. Thank you for joining us today, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
Sam, there's 70,000 agents on the real estate board, a lot of competition. I think each agent has to come at an angle of being unique. What separates you from other agents in the industry?
Like I said, I have 25 years experience in business and negotiations. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to get the best possible deal and be well represented. So with my experience in negotiations, whether somebody's selling a home, and apply my marketing skills to try to market the house in the best possible way, which in fact will try to get more showings and more offers, higher price, or whether somebody's buying a home and you want to make sure that you get the best possible value, because at the end of the day, don't forget, even though it's somebody's home that you're acquiring, this is the biggest investment anybody would do in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the investment is done in a proper way and give you the best possible advantage. So that's what comes into play, my business experience, I guess.
So what industry were you in prior to getting your real estate license?
Like I say, I've been in business for 25 years, whether it was in the cosmetic industry, whether it was in medical supplies, like foreign exchange as well, for currency exchange. So I've been in a few industries. Wide range, because at the end of the day, business. Yeah. Whether you apply it to one of those industries or whether you apply it to real estate, in my particular case, I've been passionate about real estate. Yeah. That's what I always wanted to do.
No, and I think in our industry, what a lot of sellers or buyers are looking for, or investors, are agents that have experience in the industry, but more importantly, most people gain a lot of their experience outside of the industry. So you've obviously picked up the art of negotiating deals in general, and I think that bodes well for your clients, whether you're negotiating at the seller's table or on the other end with the buyers.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of agents that don't like or they kind of ignore dealing with leases. And I know you specifically have found great success in dealing with tenants, landlords, and do quite a bit of leases. Why, outside of obviously doing buyers and sellers, you still go the extra step and deal with leasing? Is there any specific reason why you choose to deal with that aspect of the business?
Absolutely. I think for most people, it's about real estate's a journey, where they are at the leasing stage for their journey, where they're buying their home, where they're buying their first home, where they're selling their current home and buy a different home. It's a journey, and everything is about relationships. I have clients that started with a lease, and I'm helping them buying their first condo, Yeah. I have, there's a lot of things that goes from there, where it is pre-construction, I help them to get into in a condo as well, or a house, so it's not about, yes, I understand agents shy away from leases just because it doesn't
It's not
pay.
easy. It's not easy. The pay is not a lot, but it's not easy. You're dealing with if you're dealing with tenants, you're dealing with landlords, especially in this market, that are at times more thorough and require more documentation than what you would need to get a mortgage.
Yeah, that is correct. It is true.
So,
but at the end of the day, again,
it doesn't just come down to price when you're going on a resale deal. It's more than just the lease price that you're offering, but it's also putting the tenant profile together in the best light possible. Correct. And you do a good job at it because you're doing quite a few leases, which is good. I think what you mentioned is key. In any agent's success, you're going to need to always be building your funnel of potential business, and you've identified leases as one of your main lead sources. It's really, I guess, a starting point, which you correctly said, and I like how you put it, is the journey of of going up the ladder. And some people, some buyers don't start with, a townhouse. They start with, or a condo, they start with a lease. And then they go condo, town, semi, detached.
Correct.
And then multiple homes after that. So, or an investment.
Correct. I agree.
I mentioned that you came from Zolo Realty to Union Capital Realty. One of the reasons when we sat down originally was that your desire to be more heavily involved in pre-construction. Why is pre-construction such a big thing for you?
I personally think that in my sphere, a lot of people at the stage that, you want to start planning for retirement, for example, right? So whether you're working, whether you have a big company, whether you have a job, basically you're paying the bills, right? But if you want to build wealth, in my opinion, that, and not just my opinion, but I think it's a general, through real estate, the way you can achieve that, you can build wealth, I'm working with clients that, started with one home, then, like more likely if you own a home for 7 years plus, you have probably quite a bit of equity in their home. So you can leverage that. Instead of just sitting in your home and limited to that, you can start getting into pre-construction, which nowadays, with the current rates, they're offering like stretch, like a down payment structure, which you can pay over a couple of years, and with a minimal down payment. So, and you're buying like 5 years out, which means there's a lot of advantages to that because you really, if you look at the interest rates, I think 5 years from now will be very different than it was today.
Yeah. And
I think there's a lot of upside to invest with that. So somebody get into pre-construction, then leasing it, then, pay off their mortgage while they're like with the money they're getting from their income, at the end of the day, you do this a few times and you can retire with $1 million just from those investments.
Well, I mean, you mentioned at the start that you are 25 years in business, which means you've come across a lot of people over your time, and now that those connections have become part of your database. It sounds like you have a lot of potential clients that do own homes for many years, that have that equity available now to invest in pre-construction.
Correct, and also again, it's much easier to get into pre-construction than having to put together their down payment for just straight into a property as well. And yeah, you asked me why I joined the brokerage, and obviously with many reasons, but pre-construction was a big draw for me. A lot of people claim that they are platinum brokerages, but in reality, you know how it is, David. Basically they don't have the assignment of the units. They try to get somebody that's interested, try to get it from somebody like us, right? So, and people don't know the difference, in the sense that if people are aware that from a platinum brokerage, which you get the units before even they hit the market, all the way to the general public, and there is different layers in between, right? There is sometimes a 20% difference on the pricing.
I think it's about 20. I would gauge on average it's about 20% increase.
Correct.
From the platinum to the general public stage.
So somebody's getting at this stage, at the platinum stage, there already is a gain for them compared to general public of 20%.
Absolutely. Right? And that's the draw of working with a platinum agent. You're 20% ahead on pricing right off the bat. And I also believe that, and I see how you work, Sam, you're in here every day, that you constantly have to educate your clients on the benefits and the return on investment of pre-construction. So that in itself is the first hurdle to get to them to the table. But imagine that you don't have access and you don't have allocation to units. Now you're scrambling and potentially you don't get it. All that legwork that you put in with that client for an investment, you've lost them to another
That is very true.
I mean, you're putting in the time, Sam. I don't see anything but success this year and in the coming years. And I'm glad that we're able to have you join Union Capital Realty. So we're really happy that you joined us, and and be part of your successful journey.
Me as well. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Again, everybody, if you please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, have a good day.